Here's what nobody tells you about the LuxAlgo tutorials. The default settings are mathematically designed for one thing and one thing only, to look impressive in a screenshot and not for clear buy and sell signals. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the 3-level calibration system I use across every chart that completely eliminates that problem. Now, by the time we get to level 3, you're going to have a clear understanding of something about institutional timeframes that most traders spend years trying to figure out. Stay with me for a second because this is where it starts. Let me introduce you to the enemy. Its name is retail lag. Retail lag is what happens when your indicator is running settings that were built for the average user, but not for a specific trade. Think about the default settings and what they actually mean. They mean here are settings that won't confuse a beginner and won't look broken on any chart. That's it. That's the entire design philosophy. But you're not a beginner. You're watching Smart Money Concepts videos. You understand order blocks, understand fair value gaps. You guys know what liquidity is, especially if you guys are subscribed to my channel. So why are you letting a one-size-fits-all configuration make your trading decisions? Here's what retail lag actually looks like in practice. Your 5-minute chart is showing you too many order blocks, so you can't tell which one is actually fresh. Your 1-hour chart is running at real-time mode when it should be running historical, so it's painting signals that don't reflect actual institutional recent memory. Your indicator has no idea on the weekly level because you never turned on the MTF filter. Every one of those costs you a trade. The weapon against retail lag isn't a new indicator, it's calibration by time frame, and that is exactly what I'm about to give you. But before I give you guys the settings, I need to explain why different time frames need completely different math, because once you understand this, you'll never go back to default trading again. Now let me give you guys an analogy. Think of how a photographer, if you're shooting a wide landscape, you're gonna have to use a wide angle lens. You want context, you want a horizon, you want to understand the entire scene before you decide to walk. If you're shooting a close-up, a flower, a face, a detail, you switch to a macro lens. That's gonna be something a little bit smaller. Suddenly you see things the wide angle completely missed. Texture, color, precision. And now here's the real question. Does a professional photographer use the same lens for both shots? Absolutely not. And that's exactly what traders do when they run the same LuxAlgo settings on a 5-minute chart compared to a 1-hour chart. Your 5-minute chart is your macro lens. It needs to be razor sharp. It needs to show you only the freshest, most relevant order blocks. It needs to catch fair value gaps in real time because you're about to pull the trigger and the next few candles to make an amazing trade. However, your 1-hour chart is going to be your wide angle. It doesn't need to have live signals. It needs to have institutional memory. It needs to tell you where have the big players defended price before. That's a completely different question, and it requires a completely different configuration. Your 15-minute chart is the bridge lens. It connects the macro entry to the wide angle context. It needs enough detail to time a trade and enough structure to confirm the direction of that trade. So we have 3 charts, 3 lenses, 3 calibrations, and that's going to be our synchronized system. Now, I'm going to walk you through all 3 of those levels, and I want you guys to pay close attention to level 2, the 15-minute, because that's the one in particular that almost no one gets right, and it's the one that separates clean entries from the very choppy ones, and I know you guys have all had choppy charts before. We're going to call level 1 the scalpel, because on the 5-minute chart, you're going to be acting as a surgeon. You're not here to understand the market. You already understand the market at this point. You are here to cut in at the exact right moment. That means your indicator needs to be clean, fast, and most importantly, precise. So here are the settings for that 5-minute chart. For mode, you guys want it to be real time or present. This is non-negotiable on the 5-minute time frame. You need live signals. Historical mode on the 5-minute chart is like reading yesterday's newspaper to predict today's traffic. It's just not going to work. So I want you guys to set it to present or real time depending on what type of system you guys are running. Next step for the internal order blocks, I want you guys to set this to 3. I know it's tempting to turn this one up on the 5-minute chart, but more order blocks is going to feel like more information, but it's not really going to be that way. On the 5-minute chart, more blocks equals more noise, and you want the 3 most recent, most relevant trading blocks, the ones that are going to be holding up the institutional interest. Anything older than that is just going to be clutter on your screen, and it's going to confuse you when you don't need to be confused. When you're making money, when you're losing money, you have to lock in. For the order block mitigation, I want you guys to have this set to high-low. For the fair value gaps, I want you guys to have this on, and make sure the auto threshold is also on. Especially on that 5-minute chart, the fair value gaps are your precision entry zones. If you see a fair value gap lining up with an order block, that is your highest probability setup on this time frame, so do not enter without it. And most importantly, when it comes to this type of stuff, guys, if you see things doubling up, double levels of support, double levels of resistance, that is where you see people only trading those because it has a 90% chance of success. Next up, we have the swing order blocks. I want you guys to have this set to off. On the 5-minute chart, the swing order blocks are just going to give you guys levels that are not good for the larger time frame story. They don't really help you at that scalp level. So turn them off, MTF levels. For the swing order blocks, I want you guys to have this set to off. On the 5-minute chart, swing order blocks are just going to paint levels that belong to a larger time frame story. They don't really help you at that scalp level, so I want you guys to turn those off. For the MTF highs and lows, I want you guys to have the daily settings on, the weekly off, and that's because you only need the daily high and low visible on your 5-minute for context, but you don't really need to have those weekly levels cluttering the chart and you're scalping. But you really don't need those weekly levels cluttering the chart when you guys are scalping. Keep it clean, daily only for the 5-minute chart. Following that, we have the premium and discount zones. These are always going to be on every time frame. It does not matter. If in the discount zone, you guys are going to be looking for longs. This is your compass on every single chart. Level 1 is your entry engine, but an entry without a directional bias is just going to be gambling, so that's where level 2 comes in. And this is the configuration that most traders on YouTube will never show you because it requires you to make a decision about how. Level 2 is what I'm calling the trend catcher. This is your bridge between the trade and the overall trend itself. The 15-minute chart is where you guys are going to answer that one question. Am I trading with the flow or am I trading against it? This is a massive part of all day traders' lives, and you guys have to understand it now. If you are fighting the trend on the 15-minute time frame, nothing on your 5-minute chart is going to save you. It's always going to lead to a disaster. This is the configuration that keeps you aligned. For the mode, I want you guys to keep this set up in present, especially on the 15-minute chart. You need current structure, not archive structure. For your internal structure labels, keep that a normal size. And on the 5-minute chart, you guys can run small labels because of the chart is moving very fast. On that 15-minute level, you can breathe a little bit more so you can have that normal label size if you want to read that structure clearly as it forms. For the internal order blocks, I want you guys to have this set to 4. One more than the 5-minute, only one more though. The 15-minute forms blocks that live longer and carry much more weight. 4 gives you a slightly wider view without creating a lot of clutter. So you guys should be able to understand what's happening a little bit more clear without seeing too much noise on your screens. For the order block mitigation, I want you guys to have that set to high-low. This is going to be a shift from that 5-minute chart. On the 15-minute chart, you want a candle to close through a block before it's considered broken. High-low mitigation is going to be definitely a little bit more conservative, and on an intraday structured chart, that's exactly right. You want structure that holds until it generally breaks. That way you can actually trust what you guys are seeing on your charts. For the swing order blocks, I'd actually recommend having this off as well. I know some of you guys may be thinking I want to have off, but for real, swing order blocks belong on the 1-hour chart only. Keep them off of here, especially if you guys are looking to day trade and scalp. But the fair value gaps are going to be active entries for every single time frame. For the MTFs, I want you guys to have the daily set to on, same as the 5-minute chart. Daily high and low remain your intraday guardrails, just to make sure you guys have that overall understanding of what's happening from a day-to-day perspective. Now, here's the thing about the 15-minute chart that most people are going to miss. It's not just a middle time frame. It's your confirmation layer. Before you execute any trades on the 5-minute chart, with or without the strategy, you need the 15-minute chart to agree. If the 15-minute structure is bearish and you're trying to long off a 5-minute order block, you're swimming upstream and it's just not going to work out. That trend catcher tells you which direction the trend is currently flowing, and that means you're going to not lose any of the trades that you would have gone with if you went against that overall trend. Next up, we're going to be going to the most powerful level of the entire trading system, level 3. Level 3 is where professional traders live, and the reason most retail traders never make it to level 3 is because they don't understand the one mode switch that changes everything you have on the 1-hour chart. Let me show you exactly what to do and exactly what these settings are. Level 3 is what we call the Oracle. This is the chart that sees the future, not because it predicts it, but because it shows you where institutional players have already acted. And when institutions defend a level once, they will defend it again. This is the highest value chart in the entire synchronized system. What I want you guys to do is have the mode set to historical. This is the most important mode switch in the entire setup. I need you guys to hear this very, very clearly. On the 1-hour chart, you do not need live signals. You need institutional memory. Historical mode shows you every order block and every structural break that has formed on this chart, not just the ones forming right now, and that's going to be your edge. You guys definitely want to know where the big money has stepped in before, because those zones are magnetic. Price comes back to them all the time. Flip the 1 hour chart to historical mode right now if it isn't already. I want you guys to have your internal order block set to 5, your swing order block set to 3. This is the only time frame where you guys are going to have the swing order blocks on. On that 1 hour chart, swing order blocks are going to represent major institutional entry zones, and these are the levels that hedge funds and market makers reference every single minute because they are that important. 3 swing blocks give you a major zone without having to overload your chart, especially because you're going to have internal and swing order blocks on. For the order block mitigation, I want you guys to keep this as the high low, same conservative. It's going to be the same conservative approach as the 15-minute chart, and on the 1 hour chart, we want blocks that survive until the price truly breaks them. For the MTF highs and lows, I want you guys to have the weekly on this time, but the daily off. This is going to be a flip from your lower time frames. On the 1 hour chart, you don't need that daily level. You're already trading within the daily. What you need is the weekly level to see those key levels of support and resistance. And just a little bit extra context. The weekly high and the weekly low are going to be your outer guardrails. If the price is approaching the weekly high on the 1 hour chart and you're trying to push along, you're about to walk into a massive wall, and that could be a massive disaster for you guys. So the Oracle is going to show you that wall before you hit it and save you guys some money. For the fair value gaps, I want you to have this be on as well. The 1 hour fair value gaps are going to be absolutely massive, and that's okay. A single fair value gap on the 1 hour chart can pull price from an entire session away. Those are going to be your premium targets and not just your normal entry zones. Next up, we have the premium and discount zones. Those I want you guys to keep on. Always on. The 1 hour premium discount zone is going to give you guys the macro position. Is the price currently expensive, or is it cheap relative to what's happening in the market at this point in time? Now, here's where the synchronized system is truly going to be activated, because these 3 layers aren't meant to be used in isolation. They're meant to be read in a massive sequence from the top down, higher time frames down. And when all 3 of them are aligned, that's when you guys are going to see the kind of stuff that makes you pause, double check, and then size up to do a good leverage position, or if you guys like to trade stocks and options, a good option position. So here's how you read it from top to bottom. Every single trading session, this is going to be your exact sequence. Step 1, I want you guys to consult the Oracle. Open up your 1 hour chart. I want you guys to check the mode, make sure it's historical, identify the nearest swing order block, and then any open fair value gaps. Note, I want you guys to really pay attention to this. When the price is in a premium or discount zone, note the weekly level. This is going to be your session bias, bullish or bearish. That is your only output from this chart. Which way are we headed? Are we looking at any major support levels or any major resistance levels? Next up, we have step number 2, and that is going to be your trend catcher. What you guys are going to be doing is confirming the overall trend on that 15-minute chart. Open that 15-minute chart. Is the internal structure agreeing with your 1 hour bias, and are recent breaks of structure in the same direction? If the 1 hour chart says bullish and the 15-minute is printing bearish internal structure, I want you guys to wait. You're not going to be trading until they both agree on the same trend and same direction. And then finally, step 3. This is where you guys are actually executing your trades. You guys are going to be executing with the scalpel method. Only when level 3 and level 2 are aligned do you even drop to the 5-minute chart in the first place. Now you're going to be looking for the entry. You guys are going to find the order block, find the fair value gap, find the premium discount confirmation, and you pull the trigger. That's going to be the synchronized system. 3 lenses, 3 levels of mastery, and 1. Hey everyone, today's sponsor is WEEX, a global crypto trading exchange where you can trade hundreds of cryptocurrencies, use futures and spot markets, and even copy expert traders, all from one secure platform. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description below. Thanks.